music for your lyrics?
Sometimes usually what happens, I take what I know. I take what I know and I relate to everyone else. And the times that relate, all the times that relate, those are the things I usually rap about. So if I go to a hood, 3-4 different hoods, and people talk about similar shit that they're going through, cops and stuff like this, dealing with us, and I will talk about them. You know what I mean? Because I deal with the same shit. I come out of my house in Brooklyn to this day, live in here, go to my car, start my car, let it warm. Cops come to my car, I'm outside of my house. So these are things on a regular. You know, I go home, I can go home, when I go home Monday, I don't doubt, you know, after this maybe I get pulled over or some stupid shit, you know, shit happens. So these things I rap about, because this is reality, you know. Shit that's reality I talk about. I talk about my mother being good to me, you know what I'm saying? I talk about my wife being good to me, you know. I mean, you may hear a sexy, nasty song, but I'll say my lady, and she knows, because she knows that she's my lady, and everyone else that sees me, they see my ring and know that I'm married, but they also know that I've also done this in the past, so I can talk about some other stuff and new stuff, new philosophy, new way of things. So I like to show the transition. A lot of times show start bad, end up good sometimes. You know what I mean? I like to really emphasize on that.
You've been writing a song that is called I Rap For, and you are talking about reality in your rap music. Is it your definition of hip-hop, or what do you think hip-hop should be? What and who would you be rapping for?
Well, I rap for hip-hop, period. Hip-hop is the culture. People rap, I say I rap for jewelry and clothes and stuff. I spit hip-hop for the kids. I do hip-hop for my mom. I do hip-hop for these people. I spit rap for the hood. Shit like this, you know what I mean? And in this song I try to show that there is a difference. And that people can see the difference, but you know, it's not too different, but you know, because to have both, you have to have one. You know what I mean? They all come from one person. So really in this song is really big up to Nas. You know, we took the chorus from Nas, you know, from very big Nas song. Big up to Blackie Steve's group home, Brain Sick Marv. He actually recorded it over for me so I could do it. And yeah, man, this song is it's probably one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites because it shows the duality. It shows duality within everything. You know, I rap about letting it rain, you know, money on, you know, at the strip club. But I also say in the same sentence, so she could go take this money and educate herself. Because in the States, not a lot of opportunity. And I have, in my life, I've had strippers as my women, you know what I mean? And I realize sometimes it's not for a choice, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes it is. It may start as not for choice, but then after a while it becomes for choice because they're addicted to the drinking, the cocaine, the smoking, all of this shit. So, you know, I respect the stripper portion. I'm a man, so I respect this, but I also try and hammer a message where, you know, still take care of your responsibility. Do like Players Club, the movie Players Club with Ice Cube, where the lady goes and she strips, but she takes care of her college courses in the back in between dancing, you know what I mean? This is good shit. Now, you ask me if my daughter comes to me in the future and says I want to strip, I tell her no, you know what I mean? If she does it behind my back, I still love her, she's still my daughter, she still come home, she still eat, and I talk to her like she's a stripper, but as her father, you know what I mean? So.
This is a definition, your definition, actually your definition of hip-hop is your definition of life.
Yes, exactly. Hip-hop is life. When people say it's not, they get it twisted, you know. Rap music is not, you know, life. Rap music is a fantasy. Rap music is a facade. This is a big picture, you know. It's like putting on blackface and doing this. This is like this. It's a facade. And you know, hip hop is the shit. You go to the hood. You go into the, you know, you eat with someone's mother some collard greens and some yams and some cornbread, and then you like, shit, all right, mama, you know, you call her mom, you know, this is hip-hop. My peoples can come around, they call my mother mom. If they wanted to, they call my mother, my grandmother is like everyone's grandma, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have this, to me, I think I think you're missing the major element of what hip-hop really is, you know what I'm saying? And there's no knock to anyone, because I think hip-hop is everything that's out there, you know. I think hip-hop is this religious hip-hop, you know. I think it's the rock hip-hop. I think it's all of this because it comes from one seed. You won't say a tree branch is not a tree, because it's come from the seed. It comes from this one thing. The bark, you can't say this is not a tree because it comes from the seed. So I love when people when they ask me about, like, do I consider, like, some stuff music, like some hip hop music, like the club music and the pop, the bling bling shit and all of that. Of course, I consider this. You know why? Because our forefathers, Eric B. Rakim, most conscious rapper. You know what I mean? Street would wear chains like this. You know what I'm saying? Slick Rick, dopest rapper. You know what I mean? Teaching mad people, biggest change in the world. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's misinterpreted. You know what I'm saying? And when people misinterpret shit, that's when they fuck up. And this is where we have to come in and be like, all right, you know, there is a difference. You know what I'm saying? There are people that will listen to, you know, that will give you music that's not about bling bling, or not about this, not about that, with the option. So, gotta make sure you stay an option.
You were talking about producers and snuggoons that are from Germany. How did you meet them, and how your collaboration happened?
You remember how I told you before I meet everyone? I told you before how I meet everyone.
By traveling only, and by
when I seen them, they checked me at a show. Our food, this is when Snowgoon started, really starting up. You know what I mean? Very small, very, very small. First album, German Lucas. And you know, I'm with Our Fool, and they want to work with both of us, the Perverted Monks and Our Fool. So, you know, I build with them and we work something out. Our Fool gets paid. You know, I do a song or two. You know what I mean? And from there, it just stayed. That and Illegal, they pretty much just kept in contact. You know, this is a relationship where I've seen them maybe since the last tour in Germany. I haven't seen them in 4 years, but I'm on the new album, the last album. You know, I'm on the promotion, everything like this, because when I first meet them, I came to them and said, yo, for me, don't worry about this shit. I want to use this song too. You promote, you do what you want to do. You don't have no money. You know, you just gave Our Fool hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, just we continue to work, man. I really like y'all shit. And from there, the vibe that I showed, you know, that we shared, which was a good vibe, which was spread love, extended. You know, on every project they have many artists. And this is showing love, you know what I mean? They don't approach them different, they don't approach them wrong, they approach them good. If some cats do a song for free, they do a song for free. If some cats choose to pay, they choose to pay, but they keep the same formula. And I love my brother, you know, I love them for that. You know what I mean? These are like my brothers. When I came over here, I realized I had more brothers than just in the States, so.
And you seem to good vibes too with France.
Yeah.
Here with Rockstar Colleagues and Grace Rare, you will be performing this evening.
Yes.
What do you know about French hip hop?
Well, I know a lot. I've had the pleasure of working with some of the most gangster and underground artists to some of the quote-unquote sellouts. You know, when one of the first times I came, we went to Metz first and worked with a DJ Jazzy Cuts, very dope producer in the South. A lot of new artists, and this was very, very dope. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know your shit sounded like this. I was like, it should sound good, you know. And they had very diverse range. They had some African dudes that's, you know, very hard, and you had some smooth, you know, white kids that's like, you know, on some shit. And I'm like, word.